Okay, hello and welcome to the first of our futures videos. This is a bit weird. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. We're gonna do our best. The first of our topics that we're looking at this year is called managing risk, and this is mostly education for your future. It's not stuff you necessarily need to know now, but at a time in your life when you're going to need to have these skills, we want to kind of equip you now. So the topic is called managing risk, and the first of those lessons that we're going to look at today is on alcohol. Now, let's be fair, alcohol's great, isn't it? That's what I hear, going out, getting drunk. I mean, let's be honest, if it wasn't fun, people wouldn't do it, right? So clearly, alcohol must be wonderful, right? They even write songs about it. I was listening the other day to the radio and they played a Katy Perry song last Friday night. I've printed out some of the lyrics for you, yeah? What is it we got? I won't sing it. It says, "There's a stranger in my bed, there's a pounding in my head, glitter all over the room, pink flamingos in the pool. I smell like a minibar, DJ passed out in the yard, Barbie's on the barbecue, is this a hickey or a bruise? Pictures of last night ended up online, I'm screwed, oh well. It's a blacked out blur, but I'm pretty sure it ruled. Damn, last Friday night. Yeah, we danced on tabletops, yeah, we took too many shots, think we kissed but I forgot. Last Friday night, yeah, we maxed our credit cards, got kicked out the bar, so we hit the boulevard. Last Friday night." You see, it must be cool, it must be fun, otherwise she wouldn't be singing about it, right? She gets it, she knows it's fun. But hang on a minute. I picked out some more of her lyrics. There's a stranger in my bed, pictures of last night end up online. The more I look at these, the more I start to wonder, I'm not being boring, but maybe they're not so much fun after all. I mean, there's a stranger in my bed. You wake up with someone you don't know in your bed. Are we talking about assault? Are we talking about rape? Infections? Pregnancy? Pictures of last night ended up online. Well, they're always there when you search. They're always there when anyone searches. Maxed our credit cards, that's huge. I mean, if I can't max my credit card, it's a fun night, but it's weeks and weeks and months of saying no to things I want to do because I haven't got any money, because I blew it. Think we broke the law? Oh, come on. You don't need me to explain this sort of stuff to you. Trying to connect the dots, don't know what to tell my boss. Well, okay, my boss saw this sort of stuff. You know, if I damage my reputation, potentially I lose my job. And what I need you to understand is that it might not seem fair. What I do outside school has got nothing to do with my job here in school. But I tell you what, if I get seen wasted in the community, the head teacher's going to talk to me. It might not seem fair, but it happens. Ripped my favourite party dress, fine, you've got to buy a new one. Skinny dipping in the dark, hang on a minute. Again, we're seeing reports in the news quite often of young people who get swept away in a river and they drown because they're out partying and they had a few drinks and they got carried away. Look, I know I'm sounding boring, but I'm not making this stuff up. This is what happens when we drink and we go too far. So, if that's the case, if that's what it's like, what can we do about it? This topic's called managing risk. How do we do it? How can I get the fun without the fall? How do I get the fun without the fall? And the answer is drink but don't get drunk. Drink but don't get drunk. Well, how do I drink but not get drunk? I could give you tips. I could talk about doing it in moderation. Drink water between every alcoholic drink. Go out on a full stomach. We could talk about stuff like that. But actually, it's not about giving you tips. I think there's better advice, there's bigger advice. That bigger advice is this. Make your decisions ahead of time. I'm not showing off, right? But this is such good advice. Make your decisions ahead of time. And I want you to decide two things. The first of them is this. Decide what you value. If I know what matters to me, if I know what I value most, it allows me to say no to the things I want because I know what I want more. I'm not going to say no to going to a party. I want to go to a party. But if I know I want more, it makes that no easier to do. If I'm at a party, and that's right, I'm not saying don't go, but I go to the party and people are drinking and it starts to get out of hand. And there's a point when I've decided on a line. But if I'm drinking, it's hard to decide that line when I'm there. So I decide ahead of time. When I go out, people will start drinking. I'm going to stop at this point. Maybe it's when people start turning to harder stuff. You're going out, they're having a few drinks, they get the spirits out. At that point, I go, right, that's not for me. And I'm not deciding there. I've already decided before I went out. I know what'll happen. We'll have a few drinks. When they go to the harder stuff, that's not for me. And it's not that I don't want to. I want to fit in. I want to belong. But I know what I want more. And I know that if I drink too much and I get wasted, I lose the opportunities I want later. I lose the opportunity of a job that I want from the photos that end up there. Perhaps I lose the respect of the people around me. That girl or boy that I really like, if she sees me wasted, my chances are blown. If my family, my friends, I want their respect. And if I get wasted, well then I lose that respect. And if I make a decision in the moment, that's too difficult. So decide ahead of time. What do I value? What do I want people to think about me the most? So that when I'm out, I can say no to certain things because they get in the way of what I really want and who I really want to be. Second thing I want you to decide is not just what you want and what you value, but decide who you value. You know your friends. You know what they're like. Friends don't let you get wasted so everyone else can laugh at you. Friends don't let you leave with a stranger if it's unsafe. Friends don't mock you for making mature and sensible decisions and saying, look, that's not for me. You don't have to do it in a boring way. You can go out, you can have fun, and you just say no and you own it. No, it's not for me. Decide what you value. Decide who you value. Your friends will determine the direction and the quality of your life. So it's really quite important that you make sure you're not led by the wrong people into the wrong situations. When you're where you shouldn't be, you do what you shouldn't do. So you make a decision ahead of time. I'm not going to go there with them. When you know what you want more, you decide before you leave the door. That's my kind of resounding message for you today. When you know what you value, you make those decisions first, and then it becomes a choice, not a reaction. When I'm out, I'm not just reacting, I'm choosing. I've chosen before I got there. Choose to go to a party or don't. Choose to drink or don't. Choose to drink the spirits or don't. Choose to leave with that person or don't. Choose to say those things or don't. But make sure it's a choice. When you drink too much, you don't get to make that choice. So you decide ahead of time. Decide who you want to be, what you value more, before you leave the door. Now, a quick reminder, because this is your first video, what I want you to do is go to the link that I've posted for you to complete the survey. It's only one question. It asks you to reflect on this, think about this, jot down your reflections on what I've just had to say. Maybe write down the kind of person you want to be, the kind of values that you want people to see in you. Maybe you write down if you're going to act differently because of this. Are you going to decide before you leave the door? Are you going to make certain decisions? Write something that shows you've thought about what we posted, okay? And then your teacher will be checking that in lessons, all right? All right, thank you for sitting through this, thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next week.